All right, this is Saturday morning, May the 30th, 9:24. Just had a good breakfast, and I'm going to go out there and remove the old unit. I got to get all the tools together here. Okay. Gotta get my coffee out here too. Okay, get a sip of that before I start. And we had a torrential rain last night. Everything is soaked, which is a good thing. What did I do with my other? Had two crescent wrenches. I guess I left the other one in there. I'm gonna disconnect the two lines first. Oh yeah, I gotta disconnect electrical too. Let me plug these things up. I saved the plugs for these lines here. They're gonna tighten them all the way, but just enough to get in there. To close off the thing. And these are still oily from all the refrigerant leaking. I need a smaller one for that one. I'm gonna just try to move these out of the way. I might have to, I'm gonna rebend those. I'm gonna take this off here and get the screwdriver and undo the wires. And it is disconnected over there. I disconnected it last week. So do not have any power on this right now. You hear the woodpeckers going there? Just so we don't get any dirt in there. And just to refresh my memory, yellow is on the white. Yellow is on the white. Yellow is on 1, white is on 2, black is on 3. Okay. And the ground lug I have to take all the way off because those are rings on there. Let's put this back in here. Yeah, we got a bunch of spare parts for this on this thing here. Because I do not have to return this. Set that off to the side, and we'll decide what we're going to do with the new one here. I might shorten up those two lines a little bit, get that one S-curve out of it. I'm going to put the cosmetic covers on, so I ran this down and I marked where I need to cut it, and then I'm going to put an elbow in there, and so that broad 90 I'm going to make it a little bit tighter so I can put this on all the way down to almost to where the horizontal piece of the bracket is. So that's what I'm going to be working on now. I got to cut this and the cover and mount that on there, and then I might have to bend it before I mount it on there, so just to give me enough room to work with. Okay, I marked this around here, so I'm going to use the Dremel motor tool. There you go. All right, got both of them done, sanded down. There we go. Ready to go take it outside. All right, I had to put my phone on the charger because then I couldn't record anything out there, but I'm going to show you what I did with the cosmetic covers over here. So let's take a look out there. I've bent the tubing a little bit tighter, and I put the cosmetic cover down there with the elbow in it, and I cut this one short right here. There's the rest of it right there, and then there's the reducer right there. I cut a hole in the bottom of that to put the drain in. I'm going to cut that hose a little bit shorter, and then I'll be able to cut this tubing here a little bit shorter now, because now that I have a shorter bend on it. So that's the plan right now. So I got to make me some more coffee. Well, a little bit over an hour ago, I put the vacuum pump on right before I stopped for dinner. Ate dinner and came back out here, and we got this camera going right here. You know, let's go outside and take a look and see what's going on right there. We'll shut the vacuum off, and I'll show you what I did. It rained a little bit. It looked like it's going to rain again. And I was looking for that. There it is. It's way back here. All right. So we got -30. So here's what we got here. I shortened up the lines. You got that right there. Okay, so I'll close this and then shut the vacuum pump off. And then we'll come back to this a little bit later on and see how it goes. So it's been looking like this all day long. And every once in a while it's sprinkled. So there's the old unit. I'm going to take the valve out of there and replace it. And then do a leak test on it, see how that is. So we'll let that set for about an hour because it's been about an hour and 10 minutes since I had the vacuum on it. So I'll let that set up for a while and we'll go back out there and check it. All right, it's Sunday morning. I already had breakfast. Went out and planted a couple of plants in the back and let these vacuum set overnight. Here it is right now. We still sitting at minus 30. So we're gonna let the stuff in the system. I taped up the insulation as best I could all the way back to here. And I loosened up all this stuff right here so I could hook up all the wires right now. So I'm going to hook those up. Well, there you have it. Yellow, white, and black. 1, 2, 3. And then a neutral and line. Got the grounds hooked up right there. I'm going to put these 4 screws back in. And we'll be ready to go with the letting the refrigerant in. Well, it's a little bit after 11:30. Disconnected all the lines and let the refrigerant through for 5 seconds, closed it back up, took the fitting off, and it did not have much of a leak, you know, just a normal psst, and that was it. So the Schrader valve on this one works. Open up both of the valves here, put the caps on, and we're ready to test this thing out. I got to put this cover back on. And we'll go inside and turn everything on and see what happens. Oh yeah, I got to plug it in too, huh? That would be a good idea to plug it in, because I'll be over there saying, what the hell's wrong with this thing, huh? It's about 10 after 12 right now. Turn the unit on at 12 o'clock. And so I got it set on turbo for 75 degrees. Has already dropped it down. It went from 82.4, it's down to 79.9 right now. And I have the vanes going, you know, this way and this way. And on turbo, which is okay, so we'll let it run for a little bit longer before we got to go out. I got to get some more groceries. Debbie wants to get out of the house. So we finally got it. There's spare parts. I just got to clean up the mess from all the tools scattered all over the place right now. So that's it. We got it going and it's running. It's 79.3. So it dropped a half a degree since I've been talking here. A little bit more than half a degree. So there you go. It's cooling this place off. I'm satisfied with this. We're going to keep this going in the train room. And we're going to, my 20-year-old air conditioner is sitting right back there. You can see the duct right there. We're going to keep that until it fails. And then once it fails, then we'll start putting mini splits through the house. Get rid of that monstrosity right there. And open up some room back there so I could don't have to worry about having to move the track going up to the second level, because you can see the track right here, and then it comes up to this level right here, and it goes right past the air conditioner. So if I ever have to do any work on the air conditioner, I have to pull out a section of track right there. So, you know, back there behind this wall right here. So, all right, so there we go. I'm satisfied. We got it now. Just got back home from doing a little bit of grocery shopping. It's about 2:40, and it says 71.6 on this deal right here. 71.6. So we started out, what did I say it was? 82.9 or something like that. Okay, so I had it on turbo. Before we left, I dropped it down to, you know, the third setting on the fan, and I set it for 74. On the display up there, it says 75, and it seems like it's still running, blowing cold air. It says 74 on here, but it doesn't seem to be going down any lower than a 71.6, because I've been in here for about 10 minutes now, and it hasn't dropped any on that so far. So it looks like that's as cold as it's going to get. So the next project is the ceiling fan that I have over top of the second level. I have to bring it over this way about maybe, I'd like to get it at least 18 inches. I can't remember how much I said I need to go over. Let me shut the fan off, and I'll be able to check the blades, see how much clearance I have here. Man, I got too many remotes in here now, huh? A little bit of dust on there, huh? Okay, so I gotta check from this blade to the vertical up there. So right in the center of the motor for that is about 15 inches. So from right where it is right now, let me see where the brace is, because the brace that I have supporting the rail for the lights is back a little ways. Let me see how far it is. 13.5 inches. So I could bring the fan over 13.5 inches. That's pretty good. And then raise it up. So let me see where 13.5 inches, where this light is. And that'll get it away from the, that'll put it right here. The light will be right here, straight up. So the blades will be over there and over here, but because I got the 12-inch, I think that's 12-inch duct that I got going to the outside, because they vented the garage, the attic into the garage. And so what I had to do is put one of those flexible deals up there. And there's the motor for the garage door opener. The blade is going to go right behind the track that's holding that up. So there you go. So bringing this down lower, it says 72.1. What did I say it was earlier? Did I say 71 or 72.1? Well, with the fan off, I put the clock up there with the thermometer on it, and instead of 71.6, when the fan was on, it's reading 71.1 now without the fan. So go figure. So that's strange. You would think that the fan would blow the cold air around a little bit better. But then down lower, it's like a half a degree. It was a half a degree warmer. So You would think that down lower it would be cooler, but I guess since this thing's way up there blowing, you know, it's just blowing down that way there. Okay. All right. I could fall asleep in here, you know.